Namaskar. Myself Simran Begum and this is my friend Rukma. We are the students of St. Philomena's Group of Institutions, Chandapura. Today we would like to welcome you all for the beautiful session about the wisdom of our Constitution.
Oh well, is it about our Constitution, Simran?
Yes, Rukma. Constitution is very much important in our life.
Can you say me where and when we can use the knowledge of our Constitution?
Yes, we need Constitution in our throughout our life and is very much important.
Oh, can you say me at which situation or at which time we'll talk or remember about our Constitution?
Yes, as per my knowledge, I think so in national festivals, when they say the speech and when the problems arise in the laws and regulations.
Oh well, can you remember me any proverb which is related to this situation?
Yes, I could. ಯುದ್ಧ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಭ್ಯಾಸ, ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹತ್ತಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಾವಿ ತೊಡುವುದು, ಸಂಕಟ ಬಂದಾಗ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ.
Oh, I think like that only we are following.
Yes, actually do you know Rukma, Constitution is our life, personality and religion.
But how it is inherited by birth, and I think Constitution is a part of our human life.
Yes, for that reason, in our school St. Philomena's Group of Institution, they are teaching about the Constitution from LKG to 10th standard and we are learning that.
Oh well, is it good now, Simran? Now we would like to welcome our juniors who will express what they have learned and what they have gained from the knowledge.
Thank you very much, my dear seniors. Myself Pratiksha KB and she is my friend Tejaswini KI. We are going to start by saying preamble. We the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give it to ourselves this Constitution. Teju, do you know how our Constitution is framed?
No, can you say me how it is framed?
Sure. Framing of the Constitution. The Constituent Assembly was formed on 11 December 1946, held 145 meetings and framed a draft constitution. During these discussions, the various laws enacted by the British government in 1919 and 1935, the British parliamentary system, the American Bill of Rights, the social directive policies of Ireland were studied and some of them were incorporated. Finally, the Indian Constitution was approved on 26th November 1949 and came into force on 26th January 1950. This date, January 26th, is celebrated as Republic Day. Now our Constitution contains many topics like preamble, fundamental rights, duties, 12 schedule and 22 parts. These 22 parts contains 395 articles. So, what are these 22 parts of our Indian Constitution? Teju, do you know what are these 22 parts?
Yes, of course. Part 1, Union and its territory. Part 2, Citizenship. Part 3, Fundamental rights. Part 4, Directive principles. Part 4, a Fundamental duties. Part 5, the Union. Part 6, the states. Part 7, 7th Amendment Act 1956 repealed. Part 8, the Union territories. Part 9, the Panchayats. Part 9A, the municipalities. Part 9B, cooperative societies. Part 10, scheduled and tribal areas. Part 11, relation between the Union and states. Part 12, finance, property, contracts and suits. Part 13, trade, commerce and intercourse within the territory of India. Part 14, services under the Union and state. Part 14A, tribunals. Part 15, elections. Part 16, special provisions relating to certain provisions. Part 16, official languages. Part 18, emergency provisions. Part 19, amendment of the Constitution. Part 20, amendment of the Constitution. Part 21, temporary, transitional and authoritative text. Part 22, commencement and repeals and Hindi.
Wow, well said Teju. Do you know what is part 1?
Yes, of course. Part 1 is Union and its territory. We know Union and its territory. Can we say it?
Yes.
Union and its territory. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Port Blair, Chandigarh, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Silvassa, Daman and Diu, Daman, New Delhi, Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar, Lakshadweep, Kavarati, Ladakh, Leh, Puducherry.
Teju, what do you mean by union and its territory?
Union and its territory, that means the part of the Indian Constitution contains the law in establishment, renaming, merging or altering the borders of the state and union territories.
Then how many articles does This part 1 contains.
Part 1 contains Article 1 to Article 4.
Can you say me?
Yes, of course. Part 1 Union and its territory. Article 1 Name and territory of the Union. Article 2 Admission and establishment of a new state. Article 3 Formation of new states. Alteration of areas, boundaries or names of existing states. Article 4 Laws made under Article 2 and 3 to provide for the amendment of the first and the fourth schedules and supplemental, incidental and consequential matters.
Do you also know what is part 2?
Yes, of course. Part 2 is citizenship.
Then what do you mean by citizenship?
Constitution makes a provision for a citizenship in order to curb narrow-minded provincialism and promote nationalism.
Then how many articles does this part 2 contain?
Part 2 contains Article 5 to Article 11.
Can you say me these articles?
Yes. Article 5 Citizenship at the commencement of the Constitution. Article 6 Rights of citizenship of certain persons who have migrated to India from Pakistan. Article 7 Rights of citizenship of certain migrants from Pakistan. Article 8 Rights of citizenship of certain persons of India origin residing outside India. Part 10 Continuance of the rights of citizenship. Article 11 Parliament to regulate the law by establishment.
Well said, Teju. It is very understanding.
Yes. And I know part 1 and 2. Do you know part 3?
Yes, sure.
What is this part 3?
Fundamental rights.
What do you mean by fundamental rights?
The rights that the Constitution given to the peoples are called fundamental rights. Part 3 Fundamental rights. Article 12 Definition. Article 13 Laws inconsistent with or in derogation of the fundamental equality of law. Article 15 Prohibition of discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. Article 16 Equality of opportunity in the matters of public property. Article 17 Abolition of untouchability. Article Right to freedom. Article 30 Protection in certain rights regarding freedom of speech, etc. Article 20 Protection in respect of conviction for offences. Article 21 Protection of life and personal liberty. Article 22 Protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. Right against exploitation. Article 23 Prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labour. Article 24 Prohibition of employment of children for factories, etc. Right to freedom of religion. Article 25 Freedom to manage religious affairs. Article 26 Freedom of conscience and forced profession practice with propagation of religion. Article 27 Freedom as to payment of taxes for promotion of any particular religion. Article 28 Freedom as to attendance on religious instructions at religious worship at educational institutions. Cultural and educational rights. Article 29 Protection of interest of minorities. Article 30 Right of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. Article 31 Repeal. Right to constitutional remedies. Article 32 Remedies for enforcement of life conferred by this part. Article 33 Restrictions of right conferred by this part when martial law is in force at any area. Article 35 Legislative to give effect in the provisions of laws described by this part.
You have well said, Pratiksha. And
Do you know part 4, Teju?
yes, part 4 is directive principles of state policy.
Then can you say me these articles?
Yes.
Teju, do you know what is part 4?
How many articles does this contains?
This part contains article 52 to 152.
Do you know how many? You can say me how many articles are there?
Yes, sure. Part 5, the Union. Chapter 1, the Executive, the President and the Vice President. Article 52, the President of India. Article 53, the Executive Power of the Union. Article 54, the Election of President. Article 55, Manner of Election of President. Article 56, Terms Office of President. Article 57, Eligibility for Re-election. Article 58, Qualifications for Election as President. Article 59, Conditions of the President's Office. Article 60, Oath or Affirmation by the President. Article 61, Procedure for Impeachment by the President. Article 62, Time of holding for election to fill the vacancy in the office of a person elected to fill the
Now we will continue part 5 articles. Disqualification of membership. Article 101 Vacation of seats. Article 102 Disqualification of membership. Article 103 Decisions on questions as to disqualification of membership. Article 104 Penalty for sitting and voting before making the oath or affirmation under Article Article 99 Powers, Privileges and Immunities of the Parliament. Article 105 Powers, Privileges of the Parliament, of the members and communities thereof. Article 106 Salaries and allowance of the members. Legislative procedure. Article 107 Provisions as to introduction and passing of bills. Article 108 Joint sittings of both houses in certain cases. Article 109 Special provisions with respect to money bills. Article 110 Definition of money bills. Article 111 Assist to bills. Procedure in financial matters. Article 112 Annual financial statements. Article 113 Procedure in Parliament with respect to estimates. Article 114 Appropriation bills. Article 115 Supplementary, additional or excess grants. Article 116 Votes on account, votes of credit and exceptional grants. Article 117 Special provisions as to financial bills. Procedure generally. Article 118 Rules of procedure. Article 119 Regulation by law of procedure in Parliament with respect to financial business. Article 120 Language to be used in the Parliament. Article 121 Restrictions on discussions in Parliament with regard to talking. Article 122 Courts not to be inquired into proceedings of the Parliament. Article 123 Powers of President to promulgate ordinances during the recess of Parliament. Article 124 Establishment and Constitution of Supreme Court. Article 125 Salaries etc. of judges. Now my friend will continue this part.
Okay, Rukma, now I will continue this part. Article 126 Appointment of Acting Chief Justice. Article 127 Appointment of ad hoc judges. Article 128 Attendance of retired judges at sitting in the Supreme Court. Article 129 Supreme Court to be Court of the Records. Article 130 Seat of the Supreme Court. Article 131 Original jurisdictions of the Supreme Court. Article 131A Original jurisdictions of the Supreme Court. Article 132 Appellate jurisdictions of the Supreme Court in the appeal from the High Courts in certain cases. Article 133 Appellate jurisdictions of the Supreme Court in the appeal from the High Court in civil matters. Article 134 Appellate jurisdictions of the Supreme Court in regard to criminal matters. Article 134A Article 145 Rules of the Court, etc. Article 146 Officers and the servants and the expenses of the Supreme Court. Article 147 Interpretation. Chapter 5 Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Article 148 Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Article 149 Duties and powers of the Auditor of India. Article 150 Forms and the accounts of the Union and the States. Article 151 Audit reports. Article 148 Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Article 149 Duties and powers of the Comptroller and Auditor of India. Article 150 Forms and accounts of the Union and the States. Article 151 Audit reports. Thank you.